Okay, my dear learners, once again I welcome you to our lesson 22. This is science and your teacher as usual, teacher Hakim. So we are, as usual, we start with our word bank. We have our 9 words and we are going to spell and get to understand what each word means. So here we are going to start with this word gonorrhea. So this is gonorrhea. So when you're writing this word gonorrhea, you have to form the word hoi and gono. So the way we spell the word gonorrhea, it's the same way we write the word diarrhea. So it is dia, then r, then o, and this one. So that is diarrhea. So the same way we write diarrhea, it is the same way we spell the word gonorrhea. So now when we look at this one, let us first reduce the thickness here. So when we look at this gonorrhea, it is an STD. This one, it is an STD. And what do we mean by STD? So an STD, that is sexually transmitted disease. So the diseases which are transmitted through having sexual intercourse without using a condom. So this gonorrhea, it is a bacterial disease, and the bacterium which causes gonorrhea, it is called Neisseria gonorrhoeae. It is called Neisseria gonorrhoeae, as we are going to discuss later on. Again, here we have another word. This is syphilis. The word is syphilis, but some learners make a mistake of writing this syphilis and they write it as syphilis with 2 L's here. So this one is automatically wrong. So syphilis, it has 1 S. So syphilis kabotongo, it is also a bacterial disease, and the bacterium which causes this syphilis, it is called Treponema pallidum. So it is called Treponema pallidum, and it is also an STD. Then here we have candidiasis. So the word is candidiasis. So this candidiasis, it simply means it is also an STD, and this STD, it is caused by a fungus. So it is a fungal STD. So it is called, and this fungus is called Candida. Then the disease is called Candidia what? Candidiasis. It's called candidiasis. So we have this other word here. It is read as ectopic. What is ectopic? So ectopic, it is an ectopic pregnancy. So this is the pregnancy that develops within the fallopian tubes. Remember, we said in the fallopian tubes, what do we have there? We do have fertilization. But again, after fertilization has taken place, we see this fetus growing within here. So this one becomes an ectopic pregnancy. It becomes an ectopic pregnancy. Now we have another word here. It is AIDS. This one is AIDS, but you know, AIDS does not kill. AIDS does not do what? Does not kill, but what kills? What we call the opportunistic diseases. They are called opportunistic diseases because when you look at this AIDS, it stands for acquired immune deficiency and syndrome. And syndrome means the signs and symptoms of different diseases. Deficiency means lack of, and I, it is immune defense, and acquired, it means to get. So to acquire or acquired, you got. So when you got this virus, it makes you lack deficiency. I mean, makes you lack immune system, immunity, then which is now going to give a chance for these other diseases to enter your body. Thus, there are diseases which we are calling opportunistic diseases that do what? Kill a victim. Alright, so here we have this word. This word is read as breach. The word is breach. Leave alone this one is breach, but this one is breach. But this breach, it is a bath. So it's a type of bath. So from labor and births, we say that when a woman is producing, when the baby is coming out of the vagina, it comes out with the head first. But in some cases, we have some ladies whose babies start with the legs. Now when the baby has come out with the legs first, then this one's called a breech what? A breachy birth. It is called breachy birth. Then here we have this other word. This other word is read as artificial. So whereby some people write this one wrongly as artificial. They write it as artificial. So instead of putting I here, they put A. Then they miss out this I. Then this word is wrong. So the word is artificial. It has C, I, and A. So the word is artificial. So the opposite of artificial, it is natural. So the opposite of artificial is natural. So And artificial, it means man-made materials or man-made things or methods devised by man. So we have this other word called vasectomy. It is called vasectomy. So vas, this one comes from the vas, then vas what? Vas deferens. So the cutting of this vas deferens, the sperm ducts, is called vasectomy. The word is vasectomy. And again, lastly, we have this word vas deferens. As you've seen from here, that vas deferens, it means the sperm what? The sperm ducts. So they are the sperm ducts here, right? Okay, so these have been our words: artificial, vasectomy, vas deferens, AIDS, ectopic, breech, gonorrhea, syphilis, and candidiasis. My dear learner, write these words down in your in your book. So let us look at the diagram for today. All right, so the diagram for today, it is we are having an insect, and this is what we call a butterfly. So this butterfly is under what we call arthropods. Why do we put it under arthropods? It has segmented bodies, it has jointed legs, and also it has three main, not three main body divisions. It has an exoskeleton. It has an exoskeleton. So that's why you put it under arthropods. Then under arthropods is under a class called insects, the class of insects. Why do we put it under insects? It uses spiracles to do what? To breathe. And also it has three main body divisions, not parts but main body divisions. And also it has 6 legs, and these 6 legs, they make 3 pairs of what? Of legs. Then these butterflies, they reproduce by means of laying what? Eggs. As they lay the eggs, they undergo what we call internal fertilization. So they mate with a male, then the eggs are fertilized, then the eggs are laid. Where do they lay their eggs? They lay their eggs on leaves of those plants. Why do you think? They lay on these leaves in order to provide their larva stage with the food. So to provide with their larva stage with what? With food. So, and this butterfly undergoes what you call a complete metamorphosis. Remember we said we have 2 types of metamorphosis. One is complete and another one is incomplete, in which complete has 4 stages and incomplete has 3 stages. So a butterfly has 4 stages. So it starts with eggs, then its eggs are going to hatch into the larva, then the larva is going to give us its pupa, then the pupa finally is going to give us the adult. Let us now get these groups here. Let us change the color. No, let us leave it. Let us change the color so that you can see this one clearly. Let us use black. Now this first stage here, you are seeing these are the eggs. So these ones are the eggs laid on a green plant or on a leaf. Then these eggs are going to go to the second stage, and the second stage is called the larva, and the scientific name given to the larva of a butterfly, it is called a caterpillar. And this stage is the most active stage. Why is it active? It can feed and it can move, so it is the most active stage. Then from the larva we go to our third stage, and this third stage here, it is the pupa. Now this pupa, it is in a casing, and that casing is what we call a cocoon. Then lastly, this pupa is going to give us what we call the adult. Then this pupa, the scientific name given to the pupa is chrysalis. It is called a chrysalis. It is called chrysalis. So the pupa stage is called a chrysalis. So these butterflies, they are both destructive to a farmer. A butterfly is destructive to a farmer. At the same time, it is useful to a farmer. Now, which stage is useful to a farmer? The stage is the adult. Then the stage which is destructive, that stage, it is the stage of the larva. Why is it dangerous? It is a pest, because these caterpillars will eat all the leaves on the farmer's crops, thus becoming the pest, a pest stage. Then useful stage is the adult. How is it useful? These adult butterflies, they pollinate flowers on farmers' crops. Don't say they pollinate flowers, no, that is wrong, but they pollinate flowers on the farmers' crops. They pollinate flowers on the farmers' what? The farmers' crops. So we've said this paper, it is It has a cocoon, so it is in a cocoon, and it is scientifically known as chrysalis. So these butterflies, they are both important. They are both important and useless or dangerous to a farmer. So my dear learner, can you mention other insects with the 4 stages? Yes, we have the mosquitoes. Then apart from mosquitoes, we have our tsetse flies. However, still right now people are confusing tsetse flies with the cockroaches to be with the 3 stages. No, they have 4 stages. However, the first stage, the egg stage, it just develops within the abdomen, then it gives out the larva. Now, so this has been our diagram work for today, where we've been looking at the butterfly. So my dear learner, let me hope that you've understood this, you've remembered some key points about the butterflies. So let us fly to our lesson for today. So today we are looking at we are going to look at something interesting. We are going to look at family planning and child spacing. But before we look at this one, we have a term we are going to start with, and this term is called contraception. What does contraception mean? Contraception means to prevent pregnancies, prevention of pregnancy, to prevent a woman from becoming pregnant. Then those methods we use to prevent pregnancy, we call them contraceptives. We call them contraceptives. So these are the methods that we do use to prevent a woman from getting pregnant. Now, before going to any other thing, let us first look at the characteristics of a good contraceptive method. Characteristics of a good contraceptive method. So what are those things a good contraceptive method should be with? One, it has to be reversible. So this method has to be reversible. Just like now, I must decide not to have a child, but I say in the near future I need to produce. Then and the method I've been using to prevent becoming pregnant, it has to allow me to become pregnant if I want. So the method must be reversible. 2, the method must be effective. So it has to fulfill that what I want. What do I want? To prevent becoming pregnant. So it has to prevent me from getting pregnant. So it has to be effective. Then number 3, it has to be readily available. Sikugenda kutambula mailo number you are looking for that method. For example, when you look at condoms, so condoms, it is one of the contraceptive method. Now these condoms, they are readily available everywhere in clinics, dispensaries, hospitals, pharmacies, restaurants, taxis, buses, lodges, bathrooms. So they have to be readily available. But school latrines, they shouldn't be there. Even dormitories, they shouldn't be there. But those places for mature people. Now 4, it has to be with no or less side effects. You know, some people say when you use a condom, you'll become barren, you'll get cancer, you'll become dry, you'll stop producing vaginal fluids, water, and so on. Now that is not right. So when they were making this one as a method of contraception, so they made sure that it has no, or it has, if it has, those side effects are just less. Maybe you scratch the what anyway. Okay, so I think you've understood me. So they should be with the no or less side effects, they should be readily available, they should be effective, and they have to be reversible. Okay, now after understanding this one, let us now come to the family planning. So what does this word family planning mean? It doesn't mean to sit on a table and then you start saying now let us see, maybe tomorrow we eat food, today we drink water, yesterday we are going to we went to this, tomorrow we shall do this. It's not that. So family planning basically means the use of contraceptives or the use of birth control methods. And remember, we said birth control methods, what do we call them? We call them contraceptives, right? So the use of birth control methods to decide when to have a baby in a family. You can sit with your spouse, but again you enjoy eating the things, but That is family planning. Excuse me. So that is family planning. So family planning is the use of birth control methods to decide when to have a child in a family. Now, how about child spacing? Because there are two terms there. Now, child spacing, this is when parents leave adequate time. When parents leave adequate, this word adequate means enough. So this is when parents leave adequate time between the births of their children, For example, this is baby Hakim. Then after baby Hakim, there is maybe a baby Kathy. Now between here and here, there is maybe a period of 2.5 years. Now this space we've left is what we call child spacing. Is enough. But again, it is very funny to some parents. You may find this is baby Hakim. After now 15 years, there is baby Roche. Now this one is very funny. No, this one is not adequate. This one is not child spacing. Child spacing, it has to be just adequate time. It has to be adequate enough time. Don't again prolong it. No, it has to be adequate time. So family planning, my dear Lana, there we've said family planning is the use of birth control methods to decide when to have and not to have a child. No, to decide when to have a child in a family. But using birth control, remember we've said birth control means the contraceptives, those methods used to prevent pregnancy. Then child spacing is when parents leave adequate time, enough time between the births of their children. Okay, now let us look at the family planning methods, or which we can also call contraceptives. One, they are divided into two. We are having the natural, and two, we are having the man-made, the artificial methods. Okay, now let us start with these ones, the natural ones. One, the best one is the abstinence. Oh, but men these days, I don't know. Abstinence, remember? By the way, Alana has felt this word abstinence rightly. So they just write abstinence. It is wrong. It is not abstinence. The word is abstinence. The word is abstinence. Jordan, have you heard it is abstinence? The word is abstinence. Jovin, the word is abstinence, as well as Jonathan. Okay, Agaba, the word is abstinence. Sisi, the word is abstinence, as well as Kajungi. Anyway, my dear learners, so to abstain, it means don't do what we call sexual intercourse, which you call bad things. You don't have sexual intercourse, meaning that maybe the mother has her bedroom, even the father has his bedroom. But again, when you combine the bedrooms and you share the same bed, abstinence will be broken. So that is abstinence, and you stay there for 2 years without having sexual intercourse. Oh, can you imagine? That is natural. Then number 2, we are having what you call prolonged breastfeeding. Prolonged breastfeeding okuyonsa. So prolonged breastfeeding here, the woman has to breastfeed effectively. It's like now when you are breastfeeding your baby, now you should breastfeed this baby effectively. Are you getting? Not in the morning, then maybe tomorrow. There it is not effective. If they are 4 times a day in those particular hours, now then this one is going to delay what you call ovulation, because they will ask you how important is breastfeeding as a method of family planning. It delays the next pregnancy by delaying what we call ovulation. I think you remember what we said about ovulation, whereby we said ovulation, this is the process by which the ovary releases a mature ovum, right, by the help of luteinizing hormone. Okay. Now another one, it is what we call coitus interruptus. Wanji, it is coitus interruptus. And if you don't call it coitus interruptus, this is what we call the withdrawal method. So withdrawal is when you are in and out pumping the bore. Now when the sperms are coming, you just remove the sperm, the penis, then it makes a fountain outside, then the sperms just pour outside. That is what we call coitus interruptus. Let us get another board here. So that is what we call coitus interruptus, or the withdrawal method. So let us get another method here, the use of rhythms. the use of rhythm. And this use of rhythm, in simple terms, it means counting of what we call the safe period or the safe days. What are those safe days? So these safe days, there are days where we don't have fertilization, where we don't expect fertilization. Now remember, let us first take this this table. Let us first go back to menstruation. We say that this menstruation cycle, the blood coming out, it takes 3 to 4 days, right? And I remember telling you that when we are discussing menstruation cycle, we said ovulation or a jokula nerivine rigena mu fallopian tube, it is there, or it goes there on the 14th day, meaning that this 14th day, now the ovum is in the fallopian tubes, right? Now this ovum, it will spend there 2 days. If you don't have sexual intercourse, the sperms to fertilize, then the ovum is going to stay here for how many days? For 2 days. That is the 15th day and the 16th day. Then after that, then we are going to see the rupturing of the uterus wall, the endometrium. Then this is going to be the menstruation, meaning that the 14th day and 15th day and 16th day, these ones are unsafe days, meaning that these days we are seeing, or we are expecting fertilization. Remember, we are avoiding pre-pregnancy, meaning that the woman must be eager to calculate this. Now from the 14th day, 15th day, 16th day, now 17th day, blood is coming out, 18th day, the 19th day, or even 20th day. Now from 21st, now we are going to count other 14 days, because in a joke right, 14 days, so we are now going to count other 14, but we are not going to take exactly 14, we are going to count other 13 days. Now if you have 21, then 21 plus this 13, then this is 30 what? 34, whereby our months end with 31 or 30 days. Now we shall enter the next month. So in the next month, if it is now ending with 31 days, then 31, then we count other 3 days, then on first, then second, and third. Now and third of that month, from 21st of this month, what passes from 14th to 3rd of that month, then these ones are what you call safe days. Here you choose things, you eat them minus any fear, because you are now safe. Now from 14th, now that from 4th, now to be the 14th day, now the ovum will be there. Are you getting? Now that one becomes unsafe, then menstruation unsafe, then you count other 14. So that's how you count safe periods or safe days. And now when they tell you don't write all this, you just say the use of rhythms. So under nature we have the withdraw, that is coitus interruptus, the use of the rhythm. Then we have what we call coitus interruptus, withdraw, use of rhythm, and also prolonged breastfeeding plus abstinence. Okay, now so those are natural methods. Now let us look at what we call artificial methods, the methods that are invented by man. So we call them the artificial methods. Now these artificial methods, we classify them into 3. 1, we have what we call the barrier methods. 2, we have what we call barrier methods. Then we have what we call chemical methods, and again we have what we call the surgical methods. Now these surgical methods, they are permanent methods, then these two, they are temporary methods. Now let us start with the barrier methods. So the barrier methods, so we meaning that barrier, it means that something which prevents sperms from entering. So a barrier, that is something which prevents something from entering. So the barrier methods, now we are looking at sperms not entering the vaginal uterus to go to the fallopian tube to cause fertilization. Under the barriers, we use there is the condom, and also we have the cervical caps, or what we call the diaphragm ono omukazi agyesonseka, then like neberamu to prevent sperms from escaping to go from the vagina to go there. After then removes it, then throws it there. Now then it is also called the cervical caps. Then the condoms, these condoms we have two. There is the female condom and the male condom. Female are worn by females, and male condoms are put on a penis which is well erected. So And then apart from the condoms, then the cervical caps, then we have what we call IUDs. So IUDs, I stands for intra. It is intra, not inter. It is intra. Then U stands for uterine. Then this stands for a device. Then this S, that's just in plural. When it is IUD, it is intrauterine device. So the devices, the things we put in the uterus to prevent what we call fertilization or implantation from taking place. Now these IUDs, they are of three types. One, there is what we call non-medicated IUDs. These are the loops or the coils, so they are just like this. Now this one is inserted inside the uterus munabana, then this one prevents the process of implantation. So implantation has been prevented. Then again, you have what we call the copper producing copper IUDs. Now these ones, they produce copper ions. Now these copper ions, what they do, they are going to kill the sperms. When the sperms just come, then the copper ions are going to kill them. And again, these copper ions, they are going to reduce the mortality or mobility. Let us take mobility. Mobility means to move, their movement. Now they are going to swim slowly. As they are swimming slowly, they are keeping on dying. Remember, there are millions of sperms that are produced, but only 100 sperms survive. Then out of 100, we need only one to cause fertilization. But again, out of these 100, if you have copper ion IUD, then it's going to kill all of them by either slowing their movements, then they take time, they die, or killing them, just like that. Now again, we have another which is called this is non-medicated. Then we have this one which is copper producing. So those ones, we call them the intra-uterus devices. And again, we have those ones that produce hormones. We have the hormonal IUDs. These ones, when they are put inside there, they are going to produce hormones, and these hormones are going to prevent what we call production of the ovum, the FSH and the LH to take place. So the answer here, we have the IUDs, we have the condoms, the diaphragms, or the caps. Then they are under barrier methods, under artificial. Then let us now look at the chemical contraception. Chemical contraception, because when I say contraception, I mean prevention using chemicals. One, we are having what we call spermicides. Spermicidal jellies or forms. Spermicidal, it means the jelly or the forms that kill sperms. So these ones, they are used by both a man and a woman. So the man just smears them on the penis. Then when you are having sexual intercourse, when you release sperms inside the vagina, the sperms are going to be killed by those spermicidal jellies. And also a woman can smear them inside the vagina. Then when they are having sexual intercourse, then on releasing the sperms, then they are going to be just killed. And then apart from this one, we are having what we call contraceptive pills and injections. Contraceptive pills and injections. Now these contraceptive pills and injections, these are injections, these are pills, but they contain what we call hormones. They contain what we call progesterone and estrogen. Remember, the absence of progesterone, as we discussed ovulation, it stimulates the brain to produce a follicle stimulating hormone, whereby this follicle stimulating hormone will make the follicle grow. As it is growing, it is producing estrogen. Estrogen is preparing the uterus walls for a pregnancy. Now the presence of estrogen, again, the absence of estrogen will trigger the brain. The presence of this one will trigger the brain to produce luteinizing hormone, right? When luteinizing hormone to cause the rupturing of the follicle to form Graafian follicle to release the ovum, ovulation to take place, right? But again, because this one is present, then and at normal levels, then the brain will not produce the LH to go and cause this. So this is how these pills work. They contain hormones which prevent the production of fish and LH. Even the injector plans or the contraceptive injections. We don't say injections. They are called contraceptive injections. Then we have what we call implants. Now these implants, they are put under the skin. Either they can cut at the shoulder, at this upper arm, then they insert it there. Then when they put it, now it's going to be producing hormones. The difference between these contraceptives and this, it is Implants, they take long, whereas these contraceptives, they take less time. And again, you have to go for the injection. You keep on swallowing every day, but this one is just put under the skin, then it keeps on producing progesterone and estrogen. It is in the blood, circulating, so the brain will not be bothered with the fish and LH to cause ovulation to take place. So then from there, after looking at those ones, let us look at now the surgical. Then the surgical, they are also called permanent methods, and these are two methods. We have those ones that are for males and that one within the females. Now this one involves cutting and ligating. So to ligate, it means you cut and ligate or ligate. This one you also cut and ligate. Or ligate. To ligate means to seal, even here to seal, but these ones are permanent. Once they are done, no more making someone pregnant or conceiving. Now in women, in men, we are cutting the vas deferens here. So here we cut the vas deferens, or they cut the sperm they cut the sperm ducts. This is the cutting of the sperm ducts. Now if this one is our testis, now here we are having the epidermis, now here we are having our vas deferens or the sperm duct. Now they cut here and they seal, meaning that the sperms can no longer come. Then again here in women, then this one is what we are going to call vase, because it is this vase, then vasectomy. It's going to be called vasectomy, cutting of the sperm ducts. Then in females, this is the fallopian tube, just like this. Then this is the uterus, just like this. Then here we are having the ovary. Now they cut here and seal. They cut also this one and they seal. Then this one, it is tubectomy. If you don't call this one tubectomy, you can call it tubal ligation. It is tubal ligations, but some people make it like tubogation. This is wrong. It is tubal, this L on its own and L on its own, so it is tubal ligation. Are we there? Now those are permanent methods in both males and females. Okay, so now why do you think this family planning is very important? Now let us look at the advantages of family planning. The good things: 1, it helps the mother's body to rest and prepare for the next pregnancy. What's that? The body has to prepare for the next pregnancy, and also it enables parents to produce a limited number of children. Why do you produce 20? And also it enables the newborn children to be provided with enough necessities. You need a pencil, they buy it. You need school fees, they don't. You need the money for online, then online lessons, they pay. So those are the advantages of family planning. And also it enables our parents, or we parents, to produce children at the right time. We are ready for it. There is that time when you are not ready for the baby, you don't have money, you don't have a job. The woman says, I'm pregnant. But no, that is, you are not ready. But now when you are ready, you just even celebrate what, even you make baby showers. But again, when you are not ready, can you make a baby shower? No. And also this family planning, it helps to prevent what we call frequent births. So family planning helps to prevent what we call frequent. Now these frequent births are very dangerous. At 1, it leads to what we call maternal death, maternal mortality. Bamama bazaala bambi ne bafa. It results into what we call maternal anemia, because every time you produce, you lose blood. So you end up making the body lose enough blood. Finally you die. Then it also results into miscarriages, embuto nezivaamu. Why ebisenge kati byalebera ddala byasobola kwanirira mwana. Then you produce, it results into what we call low birth weights. Nozaala akaana nga kalinga kilo emu, kazitowa kilo ya sukali. Can you imagine ako kalwawo n'okukula aka konna kalwala why omwite gwawera. And also it results into what we call it causes pruniness to diseases. Pruniness it means that you cannot resist it. You are vulnerable to diseases. Everything which comes, it attacks you. Why? Because of this frequent births. Because every time you get pregnant, ebirisa byonna omwana abitwala, immune system ekendera, because we said we have IgG, immunoglobulin G, which can pass through the placenta. Then again, you know, but again, some people, they have their reasons. Hey, people are not easy. They have their reasons. That's why they produce very many children. But one of the reasons for me, I think, this is ignorance. So they are ignorant about family planning. So ignorance of family planning methods. Some, they say they are against the Bible. Others, they are like, they cause cervical cancer, they cause heart diseases, simanyi pressure, you will become dry, you are not sweet, and the children will become simanyi deformed. All those, that is being ignorant. So they end up producing like pigs, dogs, rabbits, like that. Number two, children, some people, they have other good reasons, like children provide family labor. Family labor, nibakuberanga balima bakola kino bakola kiri, just like that one. And others, they produce due to what we call high infant mortality rate. Infant mortality rate, it means the death of children before the age of 6 years. Now these parents say, let me produce very many. What if they die? If I produce 2 and all of them die, and I remain like that, let me produce 10, meaning that they provide some for I'm sorry to say. Anyway, but again, some parents have that one. But again, we can prevent this infant mortality rate through immunizing the children, feeding them well on a balanced diet, and also treating them or preventing them from getting dehydration. Don't let them eat dirty things, which is going to cause them get severe diarrhea, vomiting, what, so they end up dying. Okay, and again, some parents here, they have the desire for a certain sex. For example, remember when we are doing sexing of children, we said it is the man who can change the sexes of children, either to produce boys, girls, like that. It's the man, because it's the man who is having Y chromosome and also the X. Only these women, they have only XX. So if this X comes with X, that is XX girl. If now this sperm with Y comes with X, that is XY, a boy. But now you find some people, I want boys. They keep on producing girls, and even the man blames the woman. Woman, you don't produce baby boys, I'm going to chase you. The problem is the man. The problem is the man, because it's you who is carrying a sperm with Y, and it's the Y to make a baby boy. Now, so they end up producing 30 children, but out of 30 they get only 1 boy. Now 29 are girls. Now you have produced very many. Let me produce, maybe this is second producing, it will be a boy, you get a girl. Let us try a girl. Now you end up producing very many children. And also some men are very funny. So some men believe that when you produce very many children, that one is male strength. So some men believe that when you produce very many children, that is a male strength. A man gets wapi. This is not there. But again, when you produce very many children, however much you have your good reasons, there are some problems you are going to meet. One, a failure to provide enough food to the family, a failure to provide a family with a balanced diet, even failure to dress the children. Nosanga bana nga tebayina ngoyi, tebayina ngato, tebasoma, bambala bituli. I'm getting. So don't produce very many. And these children, bambi, when you produce them, when they are very many, they lack a good health care. Omwana alwadde mutwaleko kalwali, muyengera awe ekigaji, nunevu. You know, they don't get proper healthy care. And again, also these children who are produced, when they are very many, they also lack adequate love. Love and care, because you have very many, you don't have time, even if over they are crying or they're doing what, or you don't have to just again you know, those things. Why? You produce them when they're very many. Now you don't have love for them, you don't have care, even attention you don't want to know. So producing very many children, it is very bad. So when you come back to school, we shall hold a debate. Is it in order to produce very many children? What is your view? Okay, so let us go and do our assignment for today. Number 1. Number 1 here says define the term family planning. Define the term family planning. Define the term family planning. Number 2, mention 3 natural family planning methods. Family planning methods. Now 3, what is child spacing? What is child spacing? Number 4, state 2 reasons why parents produce many children. Some parents produce many children. Number 5, suggest 2 advantages of family planning. Family planning. 6, identify 4 methods of artificial family planning. Artificial family planning. 7, how should we reduce infant mortality rate? How should infant mortality rate be reduced? Number 8, write down 3 effects of frequent births. Number 9, write down 3 characteristics of a contraceptive, or a birth control method. Number 9, state 3 problems associated with many children. State 3 problems associated with having many children in a family. Okay, you have been a my good learner. Let us meet in our next lesson, and that will be lesson 23. See you there.